Hello guys and welcome back to my Fate Grand Order Ordeal Call 1 Paper Moon gameplay. So I'll be continuing the story. Now before I continue, there was a little mistake I made and it was brought to my attention that not the previous episode but episode before that there was a section where Lev says that Shion that you are not an AI. I completely missed the not and I saw that I apparently read you are an AI, so I was very confused. And you know, like the fact that Shion is acting a little bit different kind of in my head made me solidify the fact that I was thinking that maybe she actually isn't an AI. It isn't like, you know, like our Shion from the outside. She's an AI version of Shion here. And you know, like a lot of things in my head kind of fit properly because I was thinking maybe because, you know, Shion is the one who kind of created the Paper Moon baby, because why she has like a version of herself inside Paper Moon, and this version of herself doesn't realize that she's not the real Shion, and you know that's why she's making a mistake here. She thinks that she's the Shion from outside, but she's not. You know, all of these things I was thinking in my head. I was also thinking that unlike Fujimaru, there's no humans here except Fujimaru. Shion is an AI, you know, all these things I was thinking. But yeah, now that I have seen that section and, you know, Lev said that you're not an AI, I take that back. However, I still think that there's definitely something different about Shion, because that in itself was something that made me think that Shion is not a human. Because it is pretty obvious, Shion's personality is different. First and foremost, she looks different. And I can say that, yeah, let's just forget about, you know, how she looks. Her personality is also a little bit different. You know, like the Shion outside has a very different personality, while this one is very different. Like I said, it seemed like the Shion outside is like an older sister kind of vibe. You know, like a very calm and very loving older sister, while the Shion here looks like a very strict little sister. That's the difference. So, you know, there must be something going on here. And I think, you know, after the previous video where they kind of showed that certain sections of the servant's life are being brought up, like, you know, how Prince of Landing's certain section of his life is what kind of reflected how his personality is here in here. Same with, you know, I feel like Kama Sakura section is coming out, Sakura part of her is coming out. I think something same is happening with Shion as well. Maybe this is how she was when she was a kid. You know, when she was young, maybe this is exactly how her personality was. You know, something like that maybe. You know, and yeah. So anyways, let's continue. Cradles will whoever. All right. We're back here again. Phew. I know keeping Fujimaru safe is extremely important, but does that mean that you have to cradle him in your arms every time this happens? Bruh. Oh boy. Oh well, that's just I mean, you never know what might happen, right? So, a second layer of protection never hurts. Alright, never mind. Let me see. It looks like Ayush and Duryodhana are relatively close by this time. Let us go find them. Okay. Where did all these new admin privileges come from? What happened while I was asleep? Oh yeah, she was knocked out. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so apparently you have 3 sections under your control now. They don't merge. Oh, you like them? Well, you're welcome then. Thanks? Don't let him fool you. I deserve at least half the credit. I was the one who got rid of Rider's advantage. At any rate, this means you can now manage the workloads for build and transfer as well as repair. Yeah, I'm still a Type R myself, but it looks like I can also handle these tasks as a kind of subcategory now. Okay. So you can build stuff and you can zoom past people with your transfer power, I guess. Alright. I can even manage the location for all of the different AI types and communicate with them too. This is going to be really useful. Wow, just look at that. Good God. That is crazy. So this is what the partition map currently looks like. I see. Wow, my territory is huge now. I'll have to make sure to do a good job taking care of it. Because she has a transfer with her, that will be very helpful. You know, like, can we even imagine? Imagine we keep transfer for the end and we get such a big territory, transfer is not with us. That'll be horror. Because transfer is mainly with transportation and communication. So imagine having such a big territory without transfer. Ah, that is painful. But yeah, good thing we have transfer. Yes, but in exchange, you'll also reap a larger share of benefits too. It is also lucky that so many of these jobs have to do with safety. Yeah? I think our next course of action should be to go around stocking up on Raniment and helping other AIs on as we do. Go around where? Do we have an objective? One of the home bases maybe. We should probably stick with repairs, huh? But wait, didn't repair kind of shift? No, we're going to pay a visit to the church in defense. Oh, okay. You plan to ask the central governing AI about this supposed archer or something? Oh. If I can, I'm sure she knows more about this world's servant than anyone else after all. But first, I should tell you what Ryder told us before he vanished. Okay. I don't think there's anyone like that described by Ryder here. Me neither. Ryder probably just got confused before he passed on. No. What? Why? That is possible, yes, but there is no harm in making sure. Well, don't look at me. I've got no opinion on this. Regardless, our top priority is to replenish our fuel supply. Ayush, would you mind looking into what AIs under your charge are up to and find tasks we can assist with? Sure thing. Come on then. There's no time to waste. Alright. Huh. Oh yeah, I switched the group. Wait a minute. Let me just bring in Duryodhana here. Where is he? He should be down, I guess. More down. There he is. And let me switch these out. For the, I don't think we'll need this currently. Let me just focus on bond. Gathering bond. Let me take this out as well. Where's my other bond CD? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to switch into Duryodhana here. Right, and oh no, wait, let me take her out as well. Oh no, you know what? Let me keep her. I might need her. I don't know what's happening. Something's weird is going on. It's not lagging anywhere else. Whenever I'm selecting my character, it's lagging as if from the previous day. I don't know why this is happening suddenly. This never used to happen. Everything else is going smoothly. When I'm picking that character, it's lagging like crazy. Okay, so why have they made this increased critical gather rate for random single? This is so bad. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's randomized. Why? Good God. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, I haven't charged the NPI. Okay.
ここにあるは我らが将100の王子が集いて血をかけ吠えるジャイカラー
Okay.
用心接続早書きですよカルウェナ
およかろう
Okay.
わし様の指揮が必要同じ肉より分かれし我が弟たちそして無敵の友たちよ
Wow. I saw the Kannada version, now this is the Ashwatthama version. Okay.
当然とはいえ嬉しいものですね皆さんのおかげです
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Alright, Raniment. And thank you. You don't have to give me any more. I don't want to take too much. Before we were ordered to give as much as we could without disappearing. Alright, the build AIs used to work for Caster's absolute crap of a master, yeah. I bet they were getting exploited pretty bad. Well, now that I'm your prime AI, all that's going to change. All I want for us is to be like a But no, as far as I'm concerned, you build girls already are family. Thank you again. By the way, are you the master of the assassin? No. Oh, she's talking to me. Okay. Yeah, that's me. Hi. I heard you were a big help in wresting control away from the build's last prime AI. Thank you too. It was nothing, I just wanted to help. I just realized I can thank you in other ways besides Raniment. We have materials too, would you like to make something? Okay, what can we make? I'd like to make something for you. Just tell me your desired parameters, like its ideal shape and purpose. What? What's she talking about? I can make enough for all of them. Right? Huh? That's really nice of you, but we already have all the repair equipment we need. So, it's hard to come up with something on the spot. Why don't you just make whatever you feel like then? Seconded. Right. I see. Then I'll get to work. I wonder what she'll make. And like a statue or something, maybe like a small... They're done. Here you go. Or maybe some kind of equipment. It looks like a game piece. Oh wait, this one's carrying a little medical bag. Is this me? There you go. Like I said, it's a little figure. Affirmative. It's a custom-made chest piece. Oh wow, that's good. You can use them in place of the king or the queen, or as their own original chess pieces. Personally, I imagine them as moving in the same way as a queen and a knight, because those are the strongest pieces. Queen and knight, yeah. Is this me? It's so cute, thank you. Oh, you have one for me too? I'll never say no to a bit of idolatry. So, am I a long-range attacker or a charmer who can bring anyone I attack over to our side? It hardly need to be said that AI and chess go together like peanut butter and jelly. These AI must be using it as a way to improve their computational abilities. Fascinating, okay. Although if I'm being completely honest, I do feel like my piece should be a little taller. I think they just looked at you and made the piece, so you know. Currently you're short, so... Still, it is wonderfully made, thank you. Hold up, oh no. Why is mine the only one that's all boxy? It looks like it's from a super low poly game or something. I think they probably... I was gonna say they probably ran out of materials, but then I realized no, they would never run out of materials. I think. So, yeah, why is that? But... For that matter, even the shape is pretty shabby. That was not intentional. I simply overestimated the amount of material we had. Oh, okay, well, never mind. So that's literally why it is. Right. Amount of material we had available. So I did not have enough to finish yours properly. As for the shabbiness, that is just your imagination. I'm sure it has nothing to do with you being the only one who acted a little frighteningly. Are you sure? Incidentally, Your piece has a rare ability. It cannot it cannot move at all. But then what's the point then? Bruh. Amazing. There's never been another chess piece like it. True. I knew it. You totally messed mine up on purpose, didn't you? Fine. Since you got everything else about it wrong, I'll decide its proper abilities myself. Behold, Duryodhana, the strongest chess piece ever. Just place it on the board and all the opponent's pieces will bow down in reverence before they're knocked out of commission. How's that? That sounds like nonsense. There won't be a game then. Wait, what the? For a moment I was confused. I was like, what is he holding? Not. What was that? Did you just laugh at me? Are you sure she's really your subordinate? Maybe you should double check your authority. Anyway, I'm glad this worked out so well. Me too. Okay, let's keep this supply train going. How about we visit the transfer site next? Bruh. Dude, they literally ignored him. Oh boy. And we are off to transfer. Okay, this time we'll be fighting a rider. Okay, so will this be multiple riders or will this be one rider? Because if it's multiple riders, I shouldn't bring Kama with me. But if it is one rider, then I can bring Kama with me, but I'm not sure. Alright, you know what? Let me do this. I'll keep Duryodhana. I'll bring Castoria. I'll switch out let's switch out Durga for now. And I'm gonna bring what is happening? Why the hell is it lagging only then? I'm going to bring an AoE assassin that I don't really use. Okay, you know what? Wait, is she single target or is Zocluster multi-target? Oh my god, I haven't used her at all. I just realized. What the hell? I haven't even done her skills. Bruh. Increase Afkar effectiveness for yourself. Single enemy. Okay, she won't do them. No, wait, I need a single target. Yeah, wait, what am I doing? I need single target. Because if it is like a single character, then well, then I can bring Kama with me. What the hell? Nah, you know what, let me use a 4-star. I barely use 4 stars. Right. Wait, is she single? Oh no, I don't think she's single target. Alright. Damn, there's so many characters I haven't raised their skills. What the? Why is it lagging? I don't understand what's going on. Anyways, come on. Give me something. You know what? Let me just get him. Yeah. Right. So. Okay, I think it's alright. So there you go. Alright,
熱を帯びなさい。マルミアドは綾だけです。カルウェナ。
見ろよ。ここにあるは我らが将。百の王子が集いて血をかけ惚れる。ジャイ
And there you go, that is it.
先に進みましょう。宴会は大勝利の後に取っておきます。
Now that's a speedster. You moved so fast, I almost thought I saw a wolf or maybe a dragon. Very nice, very nice. Gosh, I could get used to how fast the transfer girl's speed is. I might have them make one of the mobility attachments for me. Isn't this kind of a lot? Are you sure you want to give so much away? It's a bonus. We thought all we'd be doing is making one-way trips anymore, so... Well, don't worry, I'll never order you to do anything as horrible as blow yourselves up. Right. So just ride like the wind and don't worry about a thing. That's a relief. Then, it's been a long time, but we'd like to hold a competition to celebrate our safety and security. Would you like to join us? Competition? Oh my god. Is it a race? Obviously, it's a race. The transfer. A race to see which of us will run most like the wind. We'd love it if you participate in the guest slot. How can she participate? She doesn't have a motorbike? Or is it... Oh, she said run. Will they be running? What? Incidentally, we type Ts all have the same base stats. So our races are almost always dead heats that come down to hundredths of a second. Bruh. Then what's the point? I think Berserker is probably the fastest of us, so good luck. Since you love nothing more than crowing about how great you are in every regard, I'm sure you can be a fast runner too, right? Not that I actually care. Want me to give you a speed boost with my ether light? By the race's finish, you will have torn every muscle in your body, but that is just the price you will have to pay. I'll be rooting for you. Of course I'm not going to race. I'll be on foot. They've got freaking motorbikes. If there's one thing I hate more than anything, it's contests I know I cannot win. No, wait, I also hate losing contests I'm sure I would win. Look, I just hate losing, period. But never mind that. You know what every good contest needs? A bet. Alright, stop that. No. We already had a disaster happen because of your betting nonsense in Mahabharata. We don't want to make Mahabharata 2 here with your whole... Oh boy, good lord. That I'm willing to do. Hell, I'd be even willing to be the one who takes the bets myself. It doesn't matter how close the race is when you're the one handling on the money. You then, no underhanded schemes. I swear, you sure love to gamble, don't you? I can only imagine you must have won something big when you were alive. Right, well about that. Not only did he win something, he cheated throughout the whole thing. Oh god, yeah. And yeah, it's a lot. I'm pretty sure it was fixed, but I'll keep that to myself. Yep, it was. Right. Anyway, let's watch the race and then head on to the next area. I'm sure everyone knows this, right? The whole story of the dice game in Mahabharata. Sure. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just talk about it briefly then. Yeah. So there was a dice game that Duryodhana prepared for, and that was like his main goal was to take everything from the Pandavas and take the kingdom, take everything. So he and his uncle, was it? Wait a minute. What, Shakuni? Was Shakunu his uncle? His mother's brother. I'm guessing uncle, maternal uncle, right? I guess. His maternal uncle Shakuni, both of them planned like a whole fixed dice game, and they challenged Yudhishthir and the Pandava brothers. Now Yudhishthir was someone, obviously they were from the Kshatriya, like they are like the warriors. They when they're challenged, they to keep their honor, to keep their like thing, they have to like accept it. So Yudhishthir accepted it. Yudhishthir was also someone who actually really liked gambling. Like this is only one thing that Yudhishthir kind of was very passionate about, was like a lot, like he did a lot of gambling. So Yudhishthir was very happy about it, and he accepted it. The Pandava brothers and everyone went, and the game started. And this is where the betting started, and they were like, oh, you have to bet something. And obviously if you lose, then you lose it. And right, this will continue. Like the rules, one of the rules was this was going to continue up until either of us loses everything. So they started, and because the game was fixed, every single time, because of Shakuni and Duryodhana, they lost. The Pandava brothers lost. And because one of the rules was keep gambling unless and until you lose everything, because of their honor, their dharma, they promised that they couldn't back out as well. So Yudhishthir had to continue. So they lost everything. They lost their kingdom. And then, like at the end, they betted themselves, and they lost themselves as well. And they kept losing. And this is the interesting thing. I've seen a lot of people ask, why did Yudhishthir not understand that they're cheating, or why did the Pandava brothers not realize that, and they kept playing like that? And as far as I could understand, as far as I've heard of a lot of people say, one of the reasons behind it is because they could never imagine that they would be cheating, because cheating is obviously against the whole thing. And I've said this multiple times, Pandava brothers are always, they walk on the path of justice, that is dharma. So the fact that Duryodhana, being a Kshatriya, one of the warriors, they challenged them and they would cheat like that. I think that was probably something that Yudhishthir never even thought about, or never realized that, or couldn't. And also they couldn't back out because they promised they're going to keep gambling up until the very end when they'll have nothing. So at the end, they they lost everything, and then they were like, oh, you lost yourself as well. But there's still one thing that is left. Your wife, Draupadi, bet her as well. And who was it that said this? Duryodhana said it, right? Yeah. And Yudhishthir was also like, yeah, okay. Because couldn't back out. And they bet Draupadi. They lost again. And then, I think one of the Kaurava brothers, after, dragged Draupadi on stage and tried to humiliate her. And Duryodhana was also laughing at her and slapping her leg, his leg. That is why later on, at the end of the war, Bhima breaks Duryodhana's leg. The same place where he slapped while making fun of Draupadi. And then, trying to humiliate her, they grabbed her clothes, her dress, her sari, and started pulling it. And that is where everything, that was the limit. And that was the limit. Draupadi was praying to God. Lord Krishna came in, interfered, and gave her a blessing where her dress is never going to come out. It's going to keep going. So they'll never run out of the dress. So they kept pulling, and the cloth never started coming out, and it just kept elongating more and more and more, so much that they the Kauravas, they got tired and they fell down on the ground and they couldn't do it. So yeah, that was the whole thing. That was this is I think one of the most important parts of Mahabharata, because of Draupadi's humiliation and them losing everything here. I feel like everyone knows this. Even if you don't know Mahabharata in India, I think this is one part that everybody knows. I don't know, that's just what I think, because this part is so important. Because this is where this is why the whole Kurukshetra war happens. and and then they exile them, and then like that whole thing happens. I've said this in one of the previous videos, what happened in the exile, where like they went to make fun of them, and then Duryodhana himself got kidnapped. That whole thing. And then the final year of exile, they had to keep away from make sure that the Kauravas cannot find them. That whole thing, like all these things happened after that. But this is like one of the most important. This is the dice game of so this is one of the reasons why like the Pandavas hated like Duryodhana, because of this whole thing. And yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with the same. And you know what the interesting thing? Okay, let me start this. Like, the interesting thing about Mahabharata is that there's nobody here who is, except like a few characters, there's a lot of characters here who are like good, but they also have made some mistakes in the story. Like, from FGO, a lot of people might know Karna as one of the best people ever to exist. But Karna also had his moments where he kind of acted in an unjust way in Mahabharata. Like one of the things was that during the marriage ceremony of Draupadi, Karna was also there. And Karna, because that's another story, like, he wasn't, because he was, like, his mother, like, let him sail off in the Ganga. Like I said, that's another story. It's going to elongate the whole story. But keep this in mind that Karna was adopted by two people who were of the lower caste, and they were like the charioteer. So because of that, in the marriage ceremony of Draupadi, even though he was one of the best archers, he wasn't even given the opportunity to win Draupadi's hand in marriage. And Draupadi, I think, kind of like said something regarding like, oh, you're from one of the lower classes. I won't give you an opportunity, which really made Karna humiliated and angry. So he remembered that. So in this whole section of the dice game, Karna also, I think, like made fun of Draupadi or something like that. He also did. Like, he also like made some unsavory comments and all. So this is the thing about Mahabharata. Like, there's a lot of characters here that you might see, but a lot of characters had their moments where they showed like, like the part of like human like nature, where they kind of acted in a bad way. Except Yudhishthir. Like I said, Yudhishthir is like one of the only exceptions who always was with Dharma. There's a small little lie he told at the very end, but he was always with Dharma. Other than him, every single person here made some kind of a mistake in their life. And that is like, I don't know, I feel like that's one of the beautiful part of Mahabharata, because it is not a story where there's a character who's like completely okay and completely like just from the get-go, except Yudhishthir. Like I said, Yudhishthir is an exception, like to keep him excluded. So everyone has like the moments where they were vulnerable, where they did something that they shouldn't have done, something like that. So it's really beautiful. Like, it kind of shows that how God, even though Krishna was always with us, he never prevented all of these things from happening. The reason behind this is because God is always there to show us the way. He's not going to interfere in what we do. We, the humans, are the ones that are, we can ask God for help, we can ask for guidance, but God will never do things on our behalf. We have to be the ones to make the choices. God will guide us. That is why Lord Krishna was there throughout most of the part of Mahabharata. But a lot of these things, he didn't interfere. He interfered only up until the very end with nothing, like, for example, the whole Draupadi situation. There was another section where Krishna interfered, where, like, one of the unborn child of, Arjuna's grandson was going to get killed. That part as well. These sections only, like, Krishna interfered. And all the other sections, even though a lot of things could be prevented if Lord Krishna interfered, he never did, because he will guide us. He will not show, like, he will not do it on our behalf. That's the thing, like, about Mahabharata. That is, I don't know, I really like that. Like, it's just something that's so beautiful. 勝負する
要するに絶
Okay.
力運命をかけた戦いであれば早掛けですカルウェナ
兄弟たちおいおい
下がっているように
来たか俺が最強にして最かっこいいわしさまの姿ジャイカーバー
Okay.
熱を帯びなさいマルミアドワーズ
今日よかろうここにあるは我らが将100の王子が集いて血をかけ俺ジャイカー
先に進みましょう
Okay. All right.
宴会は大勝利の後に取っておきます
That was great. Your skills never cease to impress. We'll give you a little extra to show you that there's no place like home. Wow, we're collecting ornaments. You know, doing side quests. There's really nothing like repair work for me. It feels good to get back to it. And after all that work we did, we're nice and stocked up too. I'd say we're ready for anything now. It does feel like we're finally back at the real starting line. With that awful caster finally gone, we can have a proper Holy Grail war. Yeah, but I don't know, I feel like something's gonna go wrong. So I guess we're all ready. We can just go over to other Prime AI's home bases and ask them to find us, right? Right, duel. So long as neither side employs any underhanded tactics, that does sound correct. But first we have an important errand to take care of. Yeah, didn't they say we're going to go to defend? Like, yeah, we have to do that, right? So we're going to defend. We're all stocked up and ready to go though. Can't we just fight first? No. I don't know. It is best we have a full and accurate grasp of the situation, yeah. Remember, this war was originally supposed to be held with only 5 servants before assassin Kama appeared anonymously. So it would be very well... so it could very well be that there is another anomaly out there too, yeah. Of course, I cannot say how likely it is that this archer actually exists, but if there's a chance for us to find out, we should do so. Because if the victory condition for this Holy Grail war requires that only one servant be left standing, yeah, that is true. Getting the number of servants participating wrong would be a dreadful mistake. Well, I guess you've got a point there. Of course, if you're being realistic, it could also be that Lancer or Saber killed Rider's master with a long-range attack before we do not know yet. We do not yet know about. But you know, since you already know, Hima, what do you think? He's the one. He's the son of Vayu, the wind god. That's probably how he got his lance. Yeah, I guess. He could probably manage a long-range attack if he tried, but I don't think he's the type to... forget it, don't ask me, I don't know anything about this guy. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. He was going to say, this is what I have been saying as well, that he's not the type to attack like that, but then I think Duryodhana remembered how Bhima was acting weird. So he's like, oh, forget it. So I also kind of agree. I never would have thought that Bhima would attack someone from the back or like use like from a distance, like snipe someone. He doesn't seem like, he is not the type of person to do that. He's one of the Pandava brothers. So, but now here you can see, as Bhima says, that what his main thing is, like he remembers the part of his life where he was in exile and when he was a cook. So that part is getting highlighted. So that's very interesting. So all of the other values that he has, is it lowered because of that? Because of, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait. Let's see. I didn't know him well before, and I sure as hell don't know this weirdo he's become. Yeah. Now come on, we can't afford to waste time like this. He's never gotten that upset about Lancer before. I wonder what got to him. Something happened though, that's for sure. Hey, wait for me. Right, yep, something very important happened. Because yeah, Bhima acting like that in the previous video is not something that I was also expecting. Right, so Duryodhana's like confused. Cradle's will / whoever. Arrow 4. Alright, let's see. What? Oh, okay, that's good. Good timing. What? Getting rid of these bugs that popped out of nowhere? Just seems like a pain in the ass. Not that, I'm talking about the AI who should be taking care of these things coming over to see us. Oh, the prime AI of Defend. What was her name? I forgot. DX, alright. Oh, hi DX. I see you are assisting the Type Ds with their duties again. Thank you. I'm glad to see you. I was planning on asking Rani 12 to arrange a meeting with you too when we met with her. Okay, here's the thing. Is the reason why DX doesn't have a servant is because they're not participating? Otherwise, every single Prime AI has a servant, right? Why the hell does she not have one? Also, she looks like Rani. Like, all the other Prime AIs have a set of randomized personality. I'm guessing because they're participating, that's why they're different. While DX isn't really participating, so she still looks like one of the Rani. And she also has no servant. Oh, literally what I was saying. Oh my god. Good point. If there's an archer here, she's the only one other Prime AI. So I don't know. I just don't get the feeling that, like, the archer that is all we all know who it is Goddess Durga. I don't know. I just don't get the feeling that she is the servant of DX. I don't know. She could be the servant of Rani 12 though. That I don't know. I think that might be possible. So, and in the previous video I was saying maybe she's Sion's servant, but now, like, you know, that I remembered and I realized that I made a mistake in reading that section where I thought that they said that Sion was an AI. But I read that wrong. So yeah, now I don't think Sion has a servant, so I'm taking that out. So the only person now that I think can be the master is Rani 12. I don't think it is DX. I don't know. I just don't get that. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. You know what? Let's wait and see. Good point. If there's an archer, she's the only other Prime AI. So I just want to make sure of something. I won't be long. Warning, unauthorized attempts to connect to my internals are strictly prohibited. Do so again and I will designate you as a hostile entry. Oh my god. So much for my second round of asking forgiveness rather than permission. Then I must apologize for the blunt question, but would you mind removing your armor and showing us your form beneath? Oh, to see if she has any command spells. Even in this world, a Holy Grail War Master is marked by the command spell. Once we see you have one, we will have our answer. But you can just tell her to take out her gauntlet or something, right? Because, you know, command spell usually appears in the hands. I do not know what you mean, but alright. Oh my damn. Does this satisfy you? Yeah, I don't think she... Does she... Wait, is... Wait a minute. No, that is not... Oh, that's just the orange outline. I thought that was a command spell for a moment. It does not look like you have one beneath your innerwear either. That is all. Thank you again. I apologize. I mean, it makes sense. If there was an archer here, they'd have to be her servant. She's the only Prime AI with an area to manage who isn't a master. Come on, you're forgetting! Rani 12. She literally has an area. Like, yeah, her area is like the central church. Still, that is an area. You know? And it makes more sense for her to be the one. Because, you know, I don't know. I just get the vibe that because they're not participating, they are like a regulatory body. You know, Durga is like a regulatory body of this place. So her being the master would make sense because she's like the main person in the middle. But since she isn't one, Ryder was just probably mistaken. Maybe. Now that I have verified the most likely candidate is not a master, this just seems like a lower priority. Wait, why are they not? I don't understand. There's literally someone in the middle. Why are they not suspecting Rani 12? Is it because she's the previous... Oh wait. Oh yeah, she is the most likely candidate to have a servant, because if she was the winner, because she has to be the winner of the previous Great War, right? Because that's why she's in the middle. That would mean she had... I guess it's like a Gilgamesh situation. It can be. If you remember, like in Gilgamesh, like, literally stayed after getting, like severed from Kire, that whole thing, and he stayed as a... Maybe something like that is going on here. Still, we have already come this far. So I would like to talk to Rani 12 and make absolutely sure before we decide our next course of act. Look out. Oh no. Whoa, what the? Whoa, those things came out of nowhere. What the hell are they? It looks like a Cerberus. They're not bugs, but I've determined they are still targeting AIs in the area. I recommend that they be eliminated for violating the rules. Requesting assistance. Got it. Yeah, that's a three-headed dog, right? That's a Cerberus. You know what? Let's just go with this because, Yep, Cerberus. Cerberus A and Cerberus B.
他に働き手はおらんのか
Alright. I don't think Duryodhana can one-shot this thing. Let's try it. Okay, wait, so, you know what?
運命をかけた戦いであれば早書きですよカルウェナ要請接続
お前は負ける本気を見せてやるか勝負するか
You know what? Let's use all of them.
熱を帯びません丸み
Yeah,
惑わ
alright.
ず
兄弟たちよよかろう同じ肉より若たれし
Oh,
我
I
が
should
弟
have
た
gotten this. Oh god, I forgot.
ちそして無敵の友たちよぶっちゃけお前ら全部任せた
Okay, that was nowhere near.
ほら
Oh
ほら
no.
部をわきまえろよーしカルナやってやれ
I should have bought... I should have switched in Lady... I should have done this in the previous... Yeah, okay, whatever. It's fine.
そうしたか仕方ないね君たちお返しをしなくてもね
Okay, let's do
バリ
this.
ウス
そ
から
う
要請を
よい
Castoria can boost the attack a
最
little bit
後の
more.
島罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンド・オブ・アーマロン
来たか俺が最強にして最かっこいいわしさまの姿ジャイアント
Okay, that's it. Oh, a little bit
強
more.
化行
There you go.
先に進みましょう宴会は大勝利の後に取っておきます
Okay, there you go. Interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a weird way to disappear. Where have I seen something disappear like that? Was that from Medusa? Because, Medusa's the... What the hell were those mugs? Weird mugs. Something tells me we're in for another major pain in the ass. Why would these creatures go after AIs? If they want the Runnymede, there's no different than what Caster was doing. But Caster and his master aren't here anymore, so why? Understood. Those were your intertype comms, right? Did you learn something about those creatures? This unit's next actions will depend on the central governing AI's instructions. But I can tell you that I have obtained some new information about the demonic beast's threats via Defense Comm Network. Okay. I will share this information with you in accordance with our risk management protocols. Those demonic beast threats have appeared in every partition across the world and are indiscriminately attacking AIs to steal their armament. Okay, what? The threats have been coming from Grow. Alright, there you go. I literally said it's from Medusa. Because, her connection with the monsters. This leads us to believe the one responsible for these violations of rules is Saber. I don't think she's doing this deliberately. Maybe something else is going on. In their place. Oh yeah, Grow is now here. I forgot. You know what? Let's do one more arrow. Then I'm going to end this video. Sakura's dream / I hate love. Let me do one more arrow. Let's see what's happening in Grow. Who am I? What a stupid question. I've always been responsible to pin down. I'm mostly just the role I was assigned. My timeline, my memories, my fate, all vague and ill-defined. Some parts overlap, others directly contradict each other. Only my role remains the same. Monster. That's what I am. No matter how many different versions of me there are, that will probably never change. I'm sure there's a version of me who mindlessly devours everything in sight, and one who has close ties to Pegasus. Yeah. There may be even a version of me who is almost a younger sister goddess to my two goddess older sisters. Yeah, Anna. Yeah, I think. Even then, that I am a monster remains inescapable. The only real question is, what kind of monster am I? As there is a version of me tied to Pegasus, this me is tied to Chrysaor, the monster with a golden sword. That's fine. And since Chrysaor is the ancestor of so many monsters, this version of me also reflects my own status as a progenitor of a monstrous bloodline. And that's how Cerberus comes in, right? That's fine too. It's everything else within me that isn't fine. I have feelings in this form. Feelings about Poseidon, about Athena, passionate feelings towards the gods. This version of me remembers how I became a monster. Okay, another thing. Isn't this version of Medusa kind of, they mention it, right? It's connected to Athena a lot more. Yeah. That's why, I guess she has a lot of, feelings about, a lot of the other gods and goddesses. Yeah. This version of me remembers how I became a monster. I couldn't forget it even if I wanted to. Yes, that's right. This version of me detests love. Not just for the gods, but for everything. If it wasn't for love, I might not have become the monster I am now. If it wasn't for love, I might have been able to live out my days peacefully with my beloved sisters. Which is also why I hated her, Athena, right? Wait, what? Oh, because Sakura's... Oh, yeah. I can't stand the master I met when I was summoned to this world. I tried to stay away from her as much as I possibly could. I kept our conversations to the barest minimum. Because she's so full of love, that's why, I guess. I told her over and over that I was only here because of our contract. But as I'd feared, it was of no use. No matter how I pushed away from her, she always came back, trying to get close again, looking at me with that oddly familiar gleam in her eyes. That's why I hated her. I knew letting my guard down for even a moment would make not loving her impossible. I knew it. I've tried desperately to flee love. I've cursed this loathsomeness again and again. I wanted nothing to do with it. So why me? Everything about it is painful, agonizing, terrifying. It goes against everything I stand for. But even so, in spite of all of that, okay, what's happening? So wait. Now that I know I love her, my hands are tied. After all, when you get down to it, I'm nothing more than a hideous monster who cares more about what I want than what's right. So wait, is this why the Cerberuses are popping out? Medusa. So you are here. I figured if anyone would come, it would be you people. What are you doing? Okay, yeah, like, what's happening? This must be some kind of mistake, right? I mean, we all fought Caster together. I thought you couldn't stand to see AIs being mistreated so horribly, just like... You thought wrong. I only fought Caster because my master ordered it, because Sakura wanted me to. That was all there was to it for me. Where's Sakura now? So what are you're telling me she wants you to do this now? Because I don't see her anywhere. She's back there, sleeping. Right. Hold on, I can't see her very well, but it seems like she's having trouble breathing. Let me take a look at her. Keep your distance, I know what is wrong with her. What? She is dangerously low on Raniment. She has only enough to sustain her AI body and barely at that. Oh yeah, because she was like giving everything to Medusa so that she can take this form and fight. Yeah. In fact, she doesn't have enough energy so much as to sit up. And that's why Medusa is taking Raniment from everyone else like this. So as things are, she'll disappear soon. Then we need to get her more Raniment immediately. I have a meal right here. I can even lend you some Raniment directly if that will help you. What a strange AI you are. You do know she's an enemy master, right? I suppose your base repair programming overrides the rest. At any rate, it would be easy enough if replenishing her Raniment was what would help her, but that is not possible. Every bit of Raniment she gets now, she automatically feeds to her servant. Oh, I see. That is me. I admit it, I know I screwed up here. She has been doing that for some time now, since a certain something happened. I just never noticed. Everything she got from materials from other AIs, every drop of Raniment Sakura acquired, no matter how, she was sending me as much as possible, her servant. And she held on to just enough to maintain her form, no more. This whole time she has been dancing on a razor's edge, perhaps she even went over it at some points. Wait, is this because we joined the picnic? No, I saw her consuming materials at that time with my two own eyes. So this condition is not a result of lack of sufficient replenishment. Yeah. Hold on, you mentioned an incident. You don't mean... It was when she was injured during Caster's Familiar's first attack on Grove. Right. So yes, she has been like this ever since you treated her. Wait, from then? Oh my god. I knew it, so she is suffering lingering effects from the damage. Those wounds were really deep. I know I repaired her AI parts perfectly, but there were so many parts about her newly added master functionality I couldn't make heads or tails of. The only thing I could do was wait and see if any adverse effects presented themselves. Right, and unfortunately they have. I interrogated the Type R that examined her and I got her to tell me the truth. Apparently her internal pathway that feeds Raniment to her servant is broken beyond repair. Oh, the Type R told me it is like there are holes in the conduits connecting us, so it leaks out to her. So when she tries to send me Raniment, most of it leaks out through the holes wasted. So in order to make sure I have Raniment I need to function normal, she has to send more. than that is, because a lot of it gets leaked out, I guess. She has to send much more than usual to make up for what is lost in the transfer. To do that, she has been using raniment she would normally reserve for herself. I was going to say, like, can they fix that? But she said it's broken beyond repair, so I hate to admit that I've only recently realized this. After she fed me a large amount of raniment so I could fight at my full strength, she began losing her balance and could no longer walk straight. That was when I realized something was wrong. She said she would prioritize her own well-being, but instead I remember she used her command spell on your back when oh yeah, that as well. When that second colossal writhing fiend showed up. That was it, wasn't it? Yes. Why has she been doing all this all the time? Why did she use her command spell? The answer to both those questions is the same. She just wanted me to protect her home. That was the only reason. Why didn't she tell me? She had plenty of chances to bring this up. I even told her that it could be unexpected side effects and that she should let me know immediately if something was wrong. I asked her the same thing, but ultimately this was Sakura's decision. I imagine she had her reasons. One of them is probably that the type R determined her condition was untreatable, even by you. I think Sakura herself sensed the same thing. No way, we don't know that for sure. If she'd just let me examine her, then maybe. I also believe she did not want to be any more indebted to you than she already is, since you are ultimately enemies. After that, she smiled. She said that no matter how defective she might be, she would never willingly forego her duty to protect this place just to save her own life. She said she wants to do everything she can to protect it, even if that may ultimately be selfish desire. When she used her command spell on me, she wished for it to keep this place safe. That command spell is still in effect. At least I think it is. Yeah, so I'm going to protect Grove because protecting this place is functionally the same thing as protecting her. And I'll do anything to protect her. Even if it means sacrificing every other AI outside of Grove. I'll use this sword to produce demonic beasts. And use them to collect enough raniment to make up for what Sakura has lost. Then if I give it to her all at once, she'll wake up again. She has to. This is the only way. I understand how you feel. I do, but this... I think it's fine. Huh? I've always thought that the only thing we can truly know for sure is our own desires. What sense is there in thinking about some other people? Why give up on something just because someone else wants it too? Finding some half-hearted justification not to go for what you really want, don't you think that's doing your own desires a disservice? That's why I think what you are doing is fine. Do what you want, take what you desire, that's completely normal. However, I'll do the same. Sometimes your desires come in conflict with someone else's. When that happens, a lot of things go into determining whose desires are satisfied and whose are not. Social standing, money, physical strength, that sort of thing. And since I'm the greatest and have all that and more going for me, I pretty much always have gotten what I wanted. And right now, I want to win this Holy Grail war and get everything that entails. Which means those AIs you're hurting are my future property and nobody messes with my property without my say-so. That's so nakedly selfish, it's almost refreshing. But don't worry, I think it's great. Desire is the first track to depravity. Being who I am, I'm more inclined to approach this rationally than emotionally, and rationally speaking, we were going to have to defeat either Saber or Lancer next anyway. So I see no point in letting Saber go now. If she cannot get support from her master, that just makes her job easier. We should take her down here and now. Wow, so cold. Just so you know, master, I'm fine with whatever you prefer. It looks like we have no choice but to stop her. Assassin, you and Sakura look similar, so I would prefer to not kill you if I don't have to. Right. But if you insist on getting on my way, I will show you no mercy. I am going to save Sakura. This time it's going to be me. That's weird. The way you phrased that, it sounds like someone else saved her first. Well, I'm pretty sure she's talking about Face Day Night, right? So yeah. I don't know anything about that. This is just how I feel. No, that is not true. I do know. My wish, my need to save her myself, rather than let anyone else save her, is foolish, narrow-minded, short-sighted selfishness. Otherwise, I will never get what I really want, in the true sense of the word. I admit, in some ways this is purely an ego trip. But, even so, it is what I want and I refuse to give up. Well said. However, while I don't know how much Raniment you've had your little doggies collect, I can't imagine it's enough to make up for your obvious lack of resources. And that's not even getting into how the more Raniment you use, the harder it will be for your master to wake up. So if I were you, I'd just give up. That's why I'm going to use any other source of power I can to make up for it, no matter how much I hate it. Oh, up until now I have only been drawing on this power for my noble phantasm, but now I will completely cloak myself in it. If you are so desperate to be involved in my destiny, Athena, then I shall devour and use you whether you like it or not. Yeah, she's going to use Athena's full right. So this is like a third ascension, I'm guessing? Yep, that's her. This is the golden gleam of my monster-birthing sword, wielded by another monster who once consumed divine flesh. It will be the last thing you see before you die. You who were born from my blood alongside winged Pegasus, you who bore this sword and fathered countless monsters, this is the light that carries our vengeance to the gods. With these mystic eyes, I grant you my blessing. Chrysaor! Oh, there we go. Chrysaor is here. Alright, we have to fight this. Oh boy. Whew. Well, Saber and Rider. You know what? I'm going to take out Duryodhana. No. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. No, okay. Who should I bring here? Saber and you know what? Let me just bring. Okay, let me bring Berserker because okay, let's go. This might be an endurance battle, so you know, none of it will matter at the end, I guess. Let's see. Oh, all right. Okay, let's go. Oh, interesting. Oh, she's gonna summon. Yep. She's summoned Cerberus. Alright, let me check something here. Increase defense, yeah. And remove one defense buff of target when attacking. So oh, great. Well, good thing I used it on Cerberus. Okay, oh my god, I think she's going to again use the... Oh boy, before I... I think she's going to... You know what? Let's do it like this. Okay. Alright. Oh my god. Hey. Ah, god damn it.
我が血より天魔と共に生まれし者よ、剣持ちで怪物の父たる者よ、そうは神を呪う我らを継承する。我が魔眼にて汝を祝福する。クリューサーエゴ
Crazy. It's just wipe
戦線を離脱します。
Castory out of
見えま
existence.
す。ケルベラ共に行きますか。
Alright, Cerberus is here again. Okay, I think she's gonna again do that whole thing that she does.
お返しをしなくてはね。仕方ないね、君たちは。お返しをしなくてはね。
Yeah, she'll probably do that again. You know what? Let's do this.
我が舌を喜ばせろ。劇場の準備は整った。
Oh no!
気の帰りを咲かせよ。
Oh, god damn it, man!
燃えよ。ベイバロンドムス
I could have taken out.
砕
I thought she was gonna use invincible.
けのクラウディウス。我が情熱は豪華のごとく。
If I knew that she wasn't using invincible, I would have done it the other way around. Oh
共
god.
に行きますか。ケルベラ見えます。
Okay, well.
望みを声にせよ。七つの竜よ。翼となって家計を抱き溶かし追い込まれるか。解消値。
Alright, she might insta-charge her entry. There's a possibility she's gonna do that.
共に行きますか。
Because
Someone needs
immune. Oh, she
乱
petrified.
暴で何が
Oh,
悪いの。こうして
okay.
共に行きますか。
Alright, Cerberus here again. No problem. Wait. I can kind of. Okay. No, I cannot petrify her because of a debuff immune. Alright. Oh. Should I keep the. No. No.
黄昏の時よ再び。いいとも。下がっているように。違法な国、時の終わり。慣れた剣は彼の手。霊伝なる勝利を刻め。ラウンド・オブ・アマロン。えい。輝きを。
乱暴で何が悪いんだ。
用心接続。
Can I don't think I can take out Medusa with because I don't have any buffs. Alright, let's take out Cerberus then.
のよかろう。見るがよい。貴様らの繁栄の旗。よくの水らを切り裂く。流星のきらめきである。テイバロンソブスアウレア。ロササンウィス。オカイインビディタ。獣の指揮官よ。
きますか。
God damn it! You little!
ガムが共に行きますか。
Oh my god, this is such nonsense. She might use her an NP next turn, I don't know. There's a possibility she might just charge. Oh god. What should I do here? You know what?
早炊きですカルウェル。遠い楽園、開かれた希望、香るひとひらを送りましょう。兆しを抱いて歩みなさい。人形バーバロン。えい、良い夢見るように語っている。
乱暴で何が悪いんですか。
Okay.
欲望の道は止まらぬ。
I'm gonna target Medusa directly now.
早炊きですカルウェナ。
荒ぶる獣の抱擁を受けるがいい。
誇りにかけたを喜ばせる。
Right.
見るがよい。貴様らの繁栄の旗。欲の水らを切り裂く。流星の
Alright,
き
yeah,
ら
go,
めき
go.
である。テイバロンソブスアウレア。イーグル。ロササウンディ。
Crazy.
さて次はどこに向かうんだい？
And there you go. That was that. Okay, I think I'll end it here. Yeah. Right, and next I guess we'll have to fight her directly. Alright, let me check the new ones. What's extra here? Alright. Her noble phantasm is Chrysaor. When Pegasus cut off her head, two beings were said to be born from her blood. One of them was Heavenly Horse Pegasus, the other one was Chrysaor. The monster who possessed the golden sword at birth is said to be the father of a myriad other monsters. She believes she shouldn't have been summoned by Sakura. Her reason is that the moment she saw Sakura, she knew she would fall in love with her. Medusa was always disgusted by having become a monster, which resulted from the gods' machinations exploiting the very idea of love. The very suffering led her to unconsciously shun the notion of falling in love. Right. Is there anything else? No, I think that is it. Alright, wall structure. This is the new wall structure. Right. Okay, and there you go, guys. That was today's read-along gameplay, for Ordeal Call 1 Paper Moon. Yeah, so we dealt with a few things here and there. We helped out a few of the peoples here, and went to defend to ask more about the mysterious archer. And now we are here, and we get to know what happened to Sakura, how her whole thing is leaking out. And now Medusa's like, I'm going to keep feeding her Raniment, even if it means that I take it from others. So yeah, we have to stop Medusa now. So let's see. That is it. I'll end it here. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video on Fate Grand Order Ordeal Call 1 Paper Moon. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.